7 unexpected ways people show they're extremely jealous of you. Have you ever felt like someone close to you is hiding something beneath their seemingly friendly exterior? Maybe it's that gut feeling you get when you sense something about their behavior just doesn't feel right. They smile, they act nice, but deep down you know there's an undercurrent of resentment or hostility. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that much of human behavior is governed by unconscious desires and emotions. According to Freud, people often hide their darker feelings, especially those related to jealousy, envy, or resentment, behind masks of civility and charm. But even though they try to cover it up, these feelings can still reveal themselves in subtle ways. Today, we're going to explore 7 unexpected signs that someone close to you might secretly be jealous of you, even if they go out of their way to hide it. Keep an eye out for sign number 7. It might completely change how you think about your relationships. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos on human behavior and psychology. Let's get started. Sign number 1. They can't celebrate your wins, but they're all over your struggles. You ever notice how some folks vanish when things go right for you, but suddenly reappear when you hit a rough patch? That's not coincidence. That's a signal. You tell them you got a promotion, they nod like it's no big deal. You drop news about a major personal breakthrough, and somehow the conversation shifts. Quick. But when life knocks you down, oh, now they've got all the time in the world. Suddenly they're attentive, full of concern, leaning in close like they've been waiting on that moment. See, people who can't clap for you when you win are often the ones silently hoping you fall. They don't cheer for you because your shine reminds them of where they feel they've fallen short. Freud would say it's the ego, too fragile to celebrate someone else. And let's be real, it takes strength to be genuinely happy for someone else, especially when you're still searching for your own peace. That's why you have to watch who shows up when you're thriving and who only appears when things go south. Both are telling you something. Sign number 2, the overly helpful advice you didn't ask for. There's a kind of advice that doesn't feel like love. It feels like control, dressed up in concern. That's when you have to ask yourself, what's the real intention here? You didn't ask for guidance, but suddenly they're mapping out your life for you. They've got opinions on your dreams, your moves, your relationships, like they're the author of your story. And at first it might even sound helpful, but listen closely. That tone, that energy, it's not lifting you up, it's talking down to you. Freud would say it's the unconscious at work. That envy creeps in, and instead of dealing with their own insecurity, they try to control yours. And when someone's help makes you feel smaller instead of stronger, that's not support, that's subtle sabotage. Let them keep their advice. You've got your own compass. Sign number 3. The invisible competition. They're always in your lane. There's a quiet competition some people enter without ever telling you the game's begun. Suddenly, every win you have becomes their benchmark. You post about your new job, they post about a raise. You talk about your goals, and they shift theirs to mirror yours. They don't say it out loud, but they're racing you. Not for growth, not for purpose, for ego. See, someone who truly supports you doesn't feel the need to compete with you. But someone who's secretly jealous, they'll turn your success into their scoreboard. Freud would say it's the ego battling its own reflection, because your light casts a shadow they can't escape. But remember, you're not in a race with anyone but yourself, and when someone keeps swerving into your lane, it's because they're lost in theirs. Sign number 4, apparent kindness that feels shallow. Ever had someone offer kindness that didn't quite feel real? The smile's there, the words are right, but the heart, it's somewhere else. They show up when it looks good. They say the right things in public. But when you really need them, when things get heavy, they vanish. Or worse, they're there just enough to appear helpful, but never deep enough to carry any real weight. It's like they're performing empathy rather than feeling it. Freud would say that's the ego guarding itself. It's easier to fake connection than risk vulnerability. And some folks can't handle your realness, your struggles, your truth, because it reminds them of how far they've drifted from theirs, so they play nice. But deep down, it's not kindness, it's calculation. Watch how people act when it's inconvenient to care. That's when the truth shows up. Sign number 5, the caring control freak. Control can wear a mask, and sometimes it wears the mask of love. This is the person who always has your best interest in mind, always knows what's best for you. But underneath that concern, there's a need to steer your ship. Not because they believe in you, but because your independence makes them nervous. Jealousy doesn't always come with sharp edges. Sometimes it's wrapped in soft words and gentle gestures. But if it's making you second-guess yourself, If it's clipping your wings in the name of guidance, then it's not love. It's fear. Fear that if you grow too much, they'll get left behind. Freud talked about this too. People with deep insecurities will often seek to control what they can't understand. And when they see your light, instead of admiring it, they want to dim it, just enough so it doesn't outshine their own. Stay grounded. Take their help with a grain of salt and a whole lot of discernment. Sign number 6. They criticize or gossip behind your back. You ever walk into a room and feel like the energy shifted before you even opened your mouth? That's because some people will smile to your face and speak poison behind your back. They'll twist your truth into something ugly just to make themselves feel better. And the wild part? It's never about you. It's about them, their insecurity, their fear of being seen as less than. Freud would call it projection. They take the parts of themselves they hate and try to stick them onto you. Gossip becomes a weapon. Criticism becomes camouflage for jealousy. They think tearing you down makes them taller. Let them talk. You just keep building. Their whispers can't shake a foundation built on truth. Sign number 7. They will not let you shine. This one cuts deep. You start to notice it when you speak. They interrupt. When you share a win, they downplay it. When you're standing in your light, they somehow find a way to pull the curtains. They don't want the spotlight off them, even for a second. They can't stand to see you get the applause. Not because you don't deserve it, but because your moment reminds them that they haven't created one of their own. It's that passive-aggressive energy, that subtle sabotage. They won't celebrate you publicly, but they'll study you in silence, trying to figure out what makes you glow, so they can find a way to dim it. Freud would say it's not that they hate you. They hate the version of themselves that doesn't measure up next to you. And instead of facing that reflection, they choose to cast shadows on yours. But your light? It was never meant to be hidden. Let it shine, loud and unapologetically. So, how do you protect your peace? Well, first, set clear boundaries. Don't be afraid to say no. And honestly, don't be afraid to protect your energy. Some folks only come around to feed on your light, but you're not a buffet. You're a whole being. Guard your peace like it's sacred because, yeah, it really is. Stay focused on your goals. Noise is just noise, and jealous people? They're just distractions. Keep your eyes forward. Keep walking with purpose. Let their envy be background static while you broadcast clarity, and trust the right people. Real ones don't flinch when you win. They don't shrink in your light. They glow with you. Keep those folks close. That's your tribe. Know your worth. Don't wait for applause to believe in yourself. Walk like you're enough, because honestly you are. Let your worth be rooted in something deeper than outside approval. That's unshakable. Jealousy doesn't always yell. Sometimes it whispers. Other times it shows up with a smile and a pat on the back. But if you listen, really listen, you'll hear the truth in the tone. And when you do, protect your peace. Don't match their energy. Rise above it. Keep shining. Keep moving. And remember, it's not your job to dim your light for anyone else's comfort. If this resonated with you, show some love. Hit that like, share it with someone who needs this message, and make sure you're locked in for more. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of your mind, protect your peace, and walk tall, always. Thank you for watching.